Welcome to Dragon with a Turnip golf course. I mean, it looks like a turnip to me that he's holding. You know, I'm sure it's a... Yeah, I'm going to go with turnip. And anyway, hole number 1, and the closer you get to the green, the smaller of an area of grass you will have to land on. You could choose to lay up, but on the other hand, you could reach this green in one as well. I have done that play testing. Although doing that is hard work, on purpose, obviously. It might be hole number 1, but I'm not going to give you an easy start. Yeah, that was alright. Lovely. Right, hole number 2. It's a little par 3 and nothing too complicated as it's only short. It's not the biggest green in the world, but I think that's a ample size for the shot distance, so I'm sure you'll be okay. And when you do reach the green, there's no major slopes, which is true all around the course actually. You won't find many red bits on the putting grid. Hole 3, and basically your mission off the tee is either hit it short of any potential hazards, or if you miss the bunker on the right and the hillside on the left, which we've done nicely there, that will be great. Bear in mind you will then most likely be in a ball above feet slope for your second shot, so you need to compensate for that, but that's an easy enough thing to do. And go on. Well, one of the best shots I've ever hit into this green. Yeah, very happy with that. Number 4, and you get to see the village on the right, which I'm quite pleased with the way that looks. Note the final building here on the right, the tall building, and depending on where you drive to, the direct route may be going straight over that. And doing it, I've never hit that building yet. Not saying you can't hit it, I'm sure somebody will, but my ball has always cleared the building each time I've tried it. And I've put a lot of time into making this course, and I've tested holes many times, so 50-60 attempts wouldn't be too far off the mark, maybe even more, I don't know. And I've never hit that building yet, although a gentle fade around it isn't too hard if you don't like the look of that shot. 5 back down the other side of the village, and if you miss the bunker then it's not too difficult. Try and stay off the bank on the left too, where you can see there's lots of planting and stuff to make it more visually interesting. And those courses with huge areas of just default heavy rough grass and nothing else, honestly I get a bit bored with those. It doesn't take a huge effort to put things in which do nothing for the actual golf, but it just looks better to me. You know, like that house there. It's not going to interfere with your game in any way, but putting it in there enhances the look and feel of a golf course. So I like it. Yeah, maybe not everybody agrees, but well, I'm making the course, so I'm going to carry on doing stuff like that. And talking about other things I don't really like is tree shadows, which can be annoying when you're putting and they're moving around on a windy day. And I'm fairly sure this hole is a good example, where the greens at this course are not always completely free of shadows. And there we go. Yeah, you can see a little bit of shadows towards the sides. I've purposely tried to keep shadows away from where the hole is, so you shouldn't have much of an impact on your game. But talking about annoying things, hole number 7 can be very annoying if you miss the green. Looks like we've done okay today, so that's good. Yeah, with the green up here on this plateau and the bunkers and everything else, this is not a green that you want to be missing with your tee shot if you can help it. Hole number 8, and no, I was going to say try and keep away from the bunkers, but missing the fairway entirely is not that great either. Not bothering with doing anything properly here, as I'm just making a video, so let's just hack it out and see what we got. Yeah, not great, but at least we can see where we're going now. That would have been nice if we hit the flag and went in, but never mind. Yeah, let's just put this one out and move on to the next hole and pretend this one didn't exist, shall we? Ooh, get in. Right, with hole 9, a shot to the left side of the fairway will stay left, shot to the right side of the fairway will stay right, and a shot down the middle, as we've luckily managed to do, that will kick to the right as well, but that's a good thing, as it opens the view up a little bit, because this is a par 5, but you can hook one around the trees at the corner and reach the green in 2. Your second shot may give the impression that you could maybe hit a straight one over and between the trees on the corner, but trust me, you can't. I've tried it a few times to see what would happen, and I've always ended up hitting branches, leaves, and coming up well short with potentially a tree trunk in your line of sight for the next shot. So hook one around the corner like we've just done, or lay up and then chip on. Hole 10, don't hit the clubhouse. I'm sure there will be people who won't like that and think it's too close to your line of sight and various other things, but seriously, if you hit the clubhouse building, just give up for the day. You know, you're not playing well. Yeah, come back tomorrow, try again. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be better then. We'll all have off days. Anyway, another tree shadow here. Quite like the tree, so I'm happy enough with that, and the shadow, it's not going to be that close to where you're going to be potting. Probably won't even notice that it's there, so yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And a proper risk and reward, if you can hit this little strip of fairway up there, it will kick actually right onto the green, which we're not going to do today, and we're going to end up in all these bushes, which is just where you don't want to be. And ooh, that's unbelievably lucky to be up there. You're usually right down in the vegetation, which is not a good spot, although you can get a ball up and out and onto the green again from there, so it's not an impossible shot or anything like that. Yeah, so either lay up and chip on, or go for it and maybe have a putt for your second shot, or possibly be in a bush. Par 3 for the next, where I had a hole in one once while I was play testing. Oh, and another thing you may have noticed, by the way, or not noticed, is there isn't a crowd of spectators out here. That's because nobody likes you. Yeah, I know you keep saying it's not you in that photograph with the otter, but it seems the general public are not convinced and have boycotted coming to see you play. Anyway, another par 5 here, where it's possible to get on in 2. There's plenty of room to lay up if conditions are bad, or your drive didn't go very far, but you can reach the green in 2, although there is water right in front of it, so you would best make sure you're long enough. Well past the hole today, but that's much more preferable than short and wet, so I'm good with that. And these fences at the water's edge, yeah, I put one on hole number 1 and kind of liked it, so I've carried on with that as a feature of this course now. If you're close to the fence, you can obviously hit it and rebound in all sorts of directions, but deal with it. If my drive lands behind a tree, I don't complain about the tree. I just alter my shot choice to not hit the tree. Same for these water's edge fences. I quite like the look of them here. And it's easy enough to just pick a different club or do something else and not hit one if it was in your line of sight. Well, the dragon with a turnip. You'll get to see the dragon and his turnip at the back right of the green here. My turnip sacrifice has obviously not appeased the dragon god, and he's put me in the bunker. Maybe I needed to sacrifice 2 turnips next time, so that could be something for you to consider before you play here. You might get a look. Oh, there he is. The dragon with the turnip. Lovely. Hole 16, where I like to lay up, and oh, that's not good. Right. I was going to say lay up to that corner as it's easy, instead of trying to get around the corner where you'll need to draw one onto a thinner area of fairway, which is not an easy shot. I have done that playtesting and ended up with a chip of about 80 yards, so there is something to gain if you wanted to take on the challenge with a driver, but yeah, generally I chicken out and just play to that corner. That was a terrible putt. Right, 17 and nothing too much to worry about off the tee, as long as you can miss this bunker. The fairway is sloped where it will most likely keep you on the mown bit, so you should be okay with your first shot. Then for the second, it's a 2-tiered green, and the flag is located on the higher tier, which is at the back. And that's quite possibly one of the worst shots I've ever played on this hole. Yeah, never mind. We've somehow managed to be on the fringe, so at least we can putt it. So, oh well, 2 putts, go away. And lastly, number 18, which is another one where you might be able to make it in 2 shots. It's a big green and an area of fairway short of that, so you could probably make it over the water in 2, although this peninsula into the lake which we're on now will allow you to lay up if you needed to and play as the par 5 that it actually is. We'll have a go. Come on. Alright, that was close, but we made it. Yeah, quite happy with that, really. See if we can finish with an eagle. Oh, get in there. Right, so that was my dragon with a turnip golf course. Yeah, it's definitely a turnip, isn't it? Anyway, if you do play here, hope you enjoy your round. So, yeah, bye.